they ran commercials for this, for the national news as well. And one of the ones that I saw, it was this picture of this really, a headshot of this really little kid, maybe, he was maybe 9 years old, 10 years old, cute little kid. And then it pulls back, and it's a wider shot, and it's him and about 4 other cute little kids, all holding like AK-47s. And it says, when you get behind the headline, it's a different story. And I thought, that is what reframing's about, in a way. You've got the headline, and you make meaning of the image that you see. You make meaning of what you're first presented with. But there's always a different way of looking at it, a different way of perceiving it, a different way of understanding it. And you can think of reframing as having 2 basic contexts. There's context reframing and there's content reframing. So what's an example of a question? Like if I said, oh, I hate getting up in the morning. It's so, I'd really rather just stay in bed. I really can't stand getting up in the morning. What's a question you could ask that would generate potentially some context reframes for you? As a, as someone who's helping me with this problem, the I can't get up in the morning problem.
Do you enjoy getting up in the morning, just the morning you're traveling on your next trip?
Okay, so you could suggest a specific context. It's like, oh yeah, if I'm going on a journey, yeah, it's very exciting. One of the questions you can, do you guys remember the context, the kind of context reframing question? Okay, really useful question. In what context would this be useful? Or could this be useful? In what context could this be useful? So in what context could not wanting to get out of bed in the morning be useful?
If you're really ill.
Oh yeah, if I was really ill, then it could be useful. What was yours? It was central heating's broken, yeah, great way of staying warm.
If you're next to someone you want to stay next to.
Yeah, definitely. What else? Well, if I worked as a duvet tester, then that could be an awesome alignment of desire and role. Yeah, that could be an awesome job. Or if I was holding a bed in, then that could be. So now the interesting thing is, when you ask that question, in what context could this be useful? If you've got something that's been a challenge for you until now, and you ask, in what context could this be useful? It's not that I think, oh wow, I really do have this great skill, I'm going to go find me a job as a duvet tester. It's rather that by opening up the frame, by opening up different possible meanings, it reminds you at a deep level that there's more than one way of perceiving this. And as soon as we remember that there's more than one way of perceiving something, it seems to create a generalization, and the thing which had really seemed like a challenge until now isn't quite so much of a problem, if at all. So that's the kind of context reframing question, is in what context could this be useful? So, tell you what, let's do a context reframing exercise. I want you to think of something, maybe something that's been a bit of an annoyance, maybe a kind of, I hate it when people do such and such, or I don't like it when such and such a person does, when people do such and such, it annoys me, or it frustrates me, or it irritates me, something like that. And then we'll do this in groups of 3, and the other person to ask themselves, in what context could this be useful? Okay, so that's the context reframing question. Anyone remember the content reframing question? Content reframing is, what else could this mean? So, what's something that you may have perceived as limiting you until now? Give me an example. Like, I can't do such and such. For instance. I can't draw. Okay, and why is it like that, do you suppose? Why can't you draw?
I don't find it useful.
I can't draw because I don't find it useful. So what else could not being able to draw mean? What else could that mean?
Pushes you to find other ways of doing stuff that's useful to you.
Could be, or it could even be, it's like, is it that you can't draw, or maybe it's just that things look so cool in your head that you don't want to put them on paper and you know, kind of lose some of the magic.